honored to be here to introduce my teammates and give you our final presentation. This is Roger and this is Hao. Today we will speaking to you about patriotism. And first, I will give you the general idea about patriotism causes, rituals, and services in the U.S. And then Roger will give you the idea of behavior of patriotism. Finally, Hao will focus on the patriotism, the difference of patriotism in the U.S. and sharing our interesting finding during our interview. And at the end of the presentation, there will be the Q&A part, and we would like to answer your questions. Okay, now let's start our presentation. My first keyword is patriotism rituals. We usually have flag raising ceremony during our school time, while here there are no institutional rituals. However, as we can see, before the school sports events, there were having rituals like raising ceremony. My next keyword is patriotism courses. Totally different with China, there were no mandatory courses in the U.S. educational system. The third keyword of mine is patriotism service. I'd like to introduce a program called ROTC. ROTC is the short form of Receive Officers Training Course. This is a college-based officer commission program. Our interviewee tells us that some of the college students want to attend this program by the benefits given by the government. Okay, now let's welcome Roger to give us idea about behavior of patriotism.
3 minutes. That's a perception.
Actually, I asked 3 questions regarding to the behavior of the patriotism, and also, these 3 questions also has a relationship. Have a relationship between the individual's attitude to the patriotism with the country and the government. The first question asked to my interviewee is that besides the soldier, how do American people to think and act for their country? And they told me that that is a very all my they gave me a very interesting answers. They told me that voting is a very good way to show their patriotism. They also told me that like China, they volunteered to go to see some soldiers' families when they fight in Iraq. And my second question is answer to my interviewee is that which do American people think more important, the personal interest and the national interest? And my interviewee told me that they always think the individual interest should come first, and they never want to enforce to do anything. And my third question is that I asked my interviewee about how do American people think loving their country equals to supporting their government. And also, I think their answers is out of my expectation. They said, no, it is not equal, because the reason is very interesting. They think government is changeable. And from these 3 questions, I learned a very interesting things. Actually, the answers provided by my interviewee teach me information that in America, voting is a very good way for the general citizens to show their patriotism, and also it is a good way to protect their individual interest. Like in the second question, I asked in the further step, I asked my interviewee. So you said the individual interest should come before the national interest. Then, at what level you want to sacrifice your personal interest, in order to contribute their country? They said actually there is no such a problem, because they can vote. They can vote for different laws or different policies. and they can using vote to strive for their own interest, and then maybe everybody compromised, and there is a final law released, and yeah, maybe everybody should obey such a law. Then let's welcome Hao to introduce more about the patriotism.
Okay, thanks, Roger. So the next topic is more of a philosophical question, which is, do you think that being patriotic is equivalent to supporting your government? And in our interview, both our interviewees said that people should have some sense of pride for their country because it is where they're born and where they live shape their personalities. It's like the food they eat, the clothes they're wearing, and the language they speak, and the social protocol they have that shape the person who they are. And also diversity also exists in America about the patriotism because different states in America have different laws and different government and different cultures, so that it is easy to understand that people's feelings about their country in America is not uniform. Maybe it is inappropriate to say that people from Texas are more patriotic than people from California, but it is very reasonable to say that people who have fought or experienced the wars of America between other countries have much deeper feelings for their countries than people who didn't have that experience. So it is understandable that the war can bring a nation together, and it makes people more united than ever in order to help their country to win the war. During our interview, one of our subjects said that her father is more patriotic than she is because her father is a Vietnamese War veteran. So his father thinks that supporting their country is much more important than to achieving his own personal goals. So, but she thinks that it is understandable, but she does not have that kind of feelings for her country. And also, people in 1960s and 1970s are more patriotic than people now, because, as you know, America went through the Vietnamese War, and so that period is a large draft occurred, and also government publicized the importance of loving their country and fight for their country. Also, an interesting issue we noticed is that Americans are not hostile to immigrants. A large number of immigrants are coming to America today, whether it's Chinese or Indians, and also other people from Europe and other countries. One of our interviewees said that America is an immigration country. So generations ago, their families are all from other countries. They are all immigrants. So that it is not a big issue for them to accept new immigrants. So if a bunch of foreigners travel to America and settle down, they may not speak the language here. They may not know American culture very well, but their children or maybe their grandchildren will speak perfect English and blend in the society. So they are no longer foreigners here. They will be Americans. So I really admire the American people's way of understanding this. They think that they have confidence to assimilate the foreigners into their own cultures. I think it is very admirable. It's compared with China, it's very different because America is a multiracial country, while China is a single-race country. So that in China, if let's give you an example, if in the Second World War, if Japan has annihilated the government, Chinese government, and established new authority in China, the people in China might have a better living than what we have today. But I think Chinese people might feel great humiliation and anger about this because we think that it's very strange to let people from other races to rule our own country. We feel we'll be humiliated about their own interest. They think that no matter what race my leader is, as long as he can bring us fortune and give us good life, they'll support him and vote for him. President Barack Obama is a very good example for this because he's an African American, which is a minority group in America, but he has received a lot of support and acknowledgement from all over the country. And sorry. So that's about it. So thanks for listening, and thanks for my team members and my instructor Ashley. If you have any questions, you may ask us now.